Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just doing an informal video just discussing being a minority. One of the things that we are still finding weird and still adjusting to when it comes to living in the UK is being a minority. But I guess it depends where you are. There are some places where there is much a larger diversity, and I think actually when I used to stay in London there was a much wider diversity. You had people from different countries, different nationalities, different colors, races, and all that. London is so diverse, or maybe where I was staying in London was so diverse. But when I moved more up north, it's more of the Brits that stay this side of away from the cities and more of the small towns areas. So I'm currently in a small town, and here you can literally count how many black people are around. And so it's so weird for us because we actually get so excited when we see a black person. We like, who are you? We are so interested. We want to know who you are, where do you stay, and so on. But also not just that, from our side, but we've also realized that we stand out. Like, people will know us and we won't know them. We'll be like, who are you? But they will seem to know so much about you, and that's probably because, like, they know that, okay, it's that black couple, that black girl, and that black husband, and they've got a little child. And maybe also because in the houses it's so warm and insulated, we hardly wear jerseys, so we just bought like one jacket for going outside, and so we are always wearing the same clothes when we are outdoors. So maybe that also adds to the fact that we are easily recognizable, and people can see us and people can easily spot who we are, whereas for us we are like, I can't remember you. So, like, even in the shops, you'll go and you'll hear this person who's serving you talk like they know you, and you realize, okay, they probably know you, but you've dealt with so many people, you haven't even paid attention to who's who at the shop because it's such a small town. But yeah, it's so interesting. I just want to share a few stories about our encounter and how it's been like, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So the first one for me was this one time we were at the shops, and there's just a small local shop down the road, and we're just like looking for baby stuff, and there's this couple who came, and then they were like, so we thought they wanted to pass, so we're like trying to open the path so that they can pass, but we saw that these people are not passing, and then realized, okay, they were also coming to the baby section. So we were like, okay, let's quickly get what we need and then leave so that they can have their space. Then the lady kept on like coming closer, and she was like, sorry guys, are you guys from South Africa? And we were like, yeah, we were staying in SA. And she's like, we also from South Africa and this and that. So they were a white couple, and they had just recently moved to the UK, and they had just completed their 14-day self-isolation. In those days we had self-isolation and not the quarantine at a designated hotel like we do now. So they were so excited, and the lady, I think we stood there and we chatted for like 20 minutes because she's like, I am so excited to find someone who comes from South Africa and this, and we started just chatting and so on. And what I've seen is that when you are here, it becomes less about, this whole color thing, like, oh, black community, white community, and so on. It's all about, we come from Cape Town, we come from South Africa, and so we form a little hub, a little community, because we are acquainted with a certain way of lifestyle and a certain way of doing things. So then it just creates a little community, a little hub. I've made so many friends, cross-culturally, cross-race, just by the mere fact that I'm from Cape Town. and people just want to connect with homies and all that. So that was very fascinating. That was very nice. And we even exchanged numbers where like she had a baby also. We're like, we will make dates to just take a walk on the park together and so on, and just bond and just spend time together. So that was a really cool experience. Then another experience that we had is that we were taking a walk. There's like an open park, and then there's flats that you pass through and some houses. So we were walking there. And then we saw in this flat, I think it was the second floor, the window was open and there was a black couple in there. We were like, actually, they are the ones who started. They were like, they saw us and they started waving at us and we're like, hello. And they're like, there's a black couple there, there's a black couple there. And we're like so fascinated by that. They kept on peeking through to look at us and we kept on looking back to see and analyze who they are and so on. But it was just so weird. But it was exciting. The second last story for me was this one time we were taking a walk with, again, we always go out for walks. When we're going out for walks or we're going to the shops. So we're going for a walk, and then GK and Unati, GK was impatient with me because I was taking forever to leave the house. So he left with Unati and left me behind. And then I started following, but my foot was painful, so I couldn't walk fast. So then I was walking slowly, not because I was like acting funny, but because my foot was painful. So JK thought I was acting funny and he continued walking and he left me behind. So eventually when we get back home, I'm like explaining that my foot was painful, I couldn't walk fast because at some point in time they disappeared and I had to find my own way home and all that. So I was like, you know, your impatience, what if something bad had happened to me? What if I had fallen and collapsed and all that? Then he's like, I'm not worried because I'm sure people will know that you were walking with me because we're only two black people on that road. I'm like, you can't assume that I'm married to a black person. What if I'm married to a white person? But yeah, JK always thinks that just because we stand out, it's easy. We are safe because if anything happens, people know us, everyone knows us. And then the last but not least story for me was my delivery story. I think I still want to do a whole video where I tell you guys about my birth experience because it was just, yeah, something else. But I think on the day when I was meant to be discharged, we were in a ward with other ladies there, and everyone just wanted to leave because I think what was frustrating was that your birth partners only could come and see you during visiting hours. So it would be between 2 and 6, and then after that they go away. So I was meant to be discharged on Friday, and everyone else was like begging to be discharged because there will be times when you just need help, you need someone there with you, but no one is allowed to be there with you. So people just preferred to be home and people were just pushing to be discharged. So everyone was pushing to be discharged, and then my ward got empty, guys. Everyone got discharged except me. And the doctor cleared me in the morning to say everything is fine with me, everything is fine with Unati, we can be discharged. But we were waiting for our package and it just was taking forever. So obviously you start thinking, because I'm black. It's not always the case, guys. And it wasn't even with this case, but obviously, well, not obviously, but people jump to conclusions and we're like, why am I the one left here? So I got so emotional because I was left all alone and I really wanted to go home. And then GK had been with me and they chased GK out because visiting time was gone. And I'm stuck here with Unati. Unati's crying. I'm in pain. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm emotional and I'm also crying, and it was just so bad. And I was just like, I'm so over this and so on. Then GK, because it's hospital policy that the baby can't leave without a cassette, there must be in a cassette. So GK went to get a cassette and then they wouldn't let him in back. And then the one nurse at the door said, okay, I'll go look for this lady and give her the cassette. So she came, and guys, it was a Xhosa lady. You don't understand how relieving that was because For me personally, I vent better in Xhosa because I feel like Xhosa is just a venting language. It helps. Zulu and Ndebele, they are like respectful languages. They are too soft, man. Xhosa is just a venting language. And this lady comes and she's Xhosa. I'm like, thank God. And she's like, "Kwenzeka ntoni ntombi? Like, what's happening? Yo!" And I just start like I'm even tired of this whole English thing now. Ndifuna uthetha ndikwe finish. So I start venting and I'm like crying and all that and I'm emotional. And then she helped me, Shame. She helped me. I didn't even know how to connect a car seat. I hadn't even practiced. She helped me put the baby in the car seat. She helped find the midwives that were in charge of me, get my stuff together and to get me out of there. But one thing I was truly grateful for was to find a Xhosa speaking person to vent to at the time of my worst frustration. So you can start to appreciate these small things. But it's interesting. It's interesting being a minority, being in a place where you hardly see people who look like you. But also it's very nice to finally to get to a space where you can build bridges and build relationships with people of different cultures and nationalities and backgrounds and upbringings, and it helps us to learn a lot even about the place and about the people. So I hope you guys enjoyed my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Till next time. Bye.